Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Long time no see. Just kidding. Last night was our leaders meeting was amazing, full of information. I will post that recording here in just a little bit. But I wanted to come on here real quick and talk to y'all about onboarding new teamies and welcome packets, and they kind of go together. This could also be a subject for people who aren't leaders yet, but I feel like once you open that door to leadership, you really do get into the groove of sponsoring and it becomes a consistent part of your business. So, with you being a leader, you are welcoming people to this business and keeping track of that and making sure that you're doing the same for everyone is super important. So a few of the, I'm going to show y'all what I do, and this is just, you can take bits and pieces of it, and use whatever you, feel may be helpful or maybe you're not doing yet. But one of the things that I have recently implemented, so keep in mind, I've been doing this for 3.5 years and I'm just now doing this. To take a step back, I always send a welcome email to my new teammates before I was a director. So if you're not a director yet, you should still be welcoming your teammates and trying to get some kind of system in order to do it, because once you're a director, you start getting emails for everyone that joins your team. And I reach out to all of those people too, even if they aren't my front line, okay? So as you have someone join your team, you're going to send them some type of welcome. So I kind of do two. The first thing I do is the new consultant launch. Like I said, that used to be like all in the email. It was longer than I would like to admit. It was not very organized, but it went over. I focused on the 3 important things at the beginning of someone's business: announcing it, their launch party, and then focusing on shooting star and sensational star. Those are the three things, because when someone joins, just like when you joined, it was overwhelming. There is so many things to learn about this business continuously. So when someone starts, they're going to have all this information put on them, but I want to make sure that they know these are the most important. So I transformed that email into a checklist. Like Tiffany just said, Chloe has a great one I think it's Chloe. Yeah. Of what to do. I actually looked at hers. I looked at a bunch of other people's of what they send their people and made my own, and I can share that here. It's called a new consultant launch. It's in a Google Doc. It's something that I include in that email. So when I email them, I like to keep it short and simple. Y'all know I don't like to go on and on as far as writing. I'm going to pull it up for you really quick. It's short and sweet. It's actually very similar. What I send to my frontline is very similar to what I send to my downline on my team. And of course, my computer's not going to work quickly this morning. So it just says, good morning. I tell them who I am, that I'm their star director for Simply Grace and Grit. Congratulations on their business, that I'm excited for them. And then I link that Google Doc in the email that this is their new consultant launch. They can go through everything. And then I ask that, these is for people who are my downline, not my frontline. I ask that they go through everything and let me know when they're done. Now, the difference with that and my frontline is I'm going to be working with my frontline a lot closer. My downline has a sponsor and they should be taking care of them. But I do always still like to reach out. I always include the launch that I give my frontline to my downline so they can have the same information. Kind of the same concept, except that when I link the new consultant launch to them, I tell them to go through that, but I also have a checklist on my end of things that I want to personally talk to them about. So a lot of the things on the launch, it's going to be up to them to go through it, right? I'm not going to handhold them. I'm not going to say, okay, you've done this. Now let's move on to this. No, I have a checklist. It's in order for a reason. And I tell them, reach out to me with any questions along the way as you complete your checklist. And on the checklist, it even has an option on the side where they can write questions that they have. And that is my system for onboarding them. So they have their checklist and then I have my checklist, and they are kind of related, but I make sure that like when I check in with them, I'm like, okay, well, just want to make sure that you read over the 10 tips for new consultants. I can see in my workstation if they've done their first things first checklist. I'm going to know if they've started their launch party, because I always ask to be invited to that. So I can help them and make sure they're going the right direction. Obviously, I have on the checklist Guide to Growth. That's not something that needs to be done day one. I put that out there first now because it literally starts from the beginning of your business, and maybe I would always recommend to start that once they're done with their launch party or while their launch party is going on. And then some of the other things are just like a checklist type. Like it's just like, make sure you subscribe to my training channel on YouTube. That way they can watch all the trainings that I do for anyone, because I upload them on there. So I have the new consultant launch checklist. I have my checklist on the back end of what I've discussed with them. It is a piece of paper. Literally, I just check it. I am also a checklist person, like Casey was talking about yesterday. If you're not, make your own system. Take this and make it your own, whatever works for you. Now, the fun part, welcoming to the team. I send every frontline, not downline. So people that I personally sponsor, I send them a welcome packet in the mail. And in that, it's the same for everyone. First things first, if you're going to start doing these, you need to be able to do for one that you can do for 100. So whatever your budget is for this, it needs to be attainable for up to 10 people, I would say. Because I don't know of anyone who's ever sponsored more than 10 people in a month. But as far as your budget goes, you need to make sure that you're being staying in budget pretty much. So with this, I have a list. I go through the list. Again, I check it after I put it together. And I just wanted to show y'all this. I actually shared this not too long ago. So I always include a business card. That is not for them to get in touch with me for products. That is to show them that I have a business card and what information I put on mine, so they can use that to put information on theirs. I always do a laminated compensation plan. This is my personal one. This one is bigger than what I sent. The one that I sent is about half the size of this one. I just sent my last one out last week, so it's on my to-do list to do some more, but I wanted to show y'all. I always laminate this. Like I said, it's about half this size that I send them, so they can put it in a notebook, they can put it on their desk, wherever, and then not lose it, because it's not just another piece of paper. I also do the date card. So on here, it has their join date, and it has, again, a checklist for them to go through and say, yes, I've done my first things first checklist. Yes, I've opened my kit live on Facebook. Yes, I've scheduled my launch party, and so on. I write their 15th day so they know when their shooting start date is. There's no, it's on their workstation too, but some people like things in their hands. And then I also do their sensational start date, which is 70 days out. All of this information is in your workstation under reports. So you don't have to do the math. You don't have to count out. It has it under those shooting star and sensational start reports. The other thing I send is some type of Scentsy gift. This is just one of the ones I grabbed. This is a keychain that has warmers on it. I always give them some kind of branded gift that they can use to their advantage. I always do some type of sample, usually a body or a laundry. These are all from the Success store. This is for their personal use, or they can give it to someone. All of my stuff is labeled because the same samples that my customers get, my new teamies get. So if they've never tried the laundry liquid, they can use it. If they have, they can put a label over it and give it to one of their customers. I also give them a laundry or clean brochure, which they will get, I believe those are in the kits too. But just to go along with that, I do a welcome card with tips. This is the same one I've used for a while, actually. And it just, again, has some of the things to do to get your business off to a successful start. A lot of this is repetitive than what's in the email, but it takes someone 7 times to see something for it to click. So then I do the Scent of the Month sample. I always give them this because if they join, say they're joining right now, they're not going to have this for next month. So I always give them a sample that they can use or give to someone. Again, it has my information on it because it's the same samples that I give to my customers. And then I had these cute little stickers made for our team. A Simply Grace and Grit sticker, again, just another gift. This is their fun mail. I'll put it all together. Obviously put confetti in it. I do a welcome note on the back of their date card that just says, hey, I'm so excited to have you on our team, and just a personal message to make it personal. That has been, that's it. That has been dialed down a little bit because I want to do less paper and more fun on those. I used to include a few other things for them to use in their business, but I've put that all in the email now. So if they're going through and using the checklist, they will go over that, and it's less paper and less fluff and more fun of like things they can actually use in their business. So take this as you will. I do suggest that at minimum you send them some type of welcome email, something to say, I'm so glad you're here. And take what other leaders are doing. Like when I share my launch, you're welcome to use some of the things that I have used, but make them your own. So if you aren't familiar with Google Docs and you just want to make a list of things, that's fine. That's a great starting point. That's, like I said, that's what I used to do. But it became redundant to copy and paste. And now I just have a link I can share. So if you have any questions, let me know. Anytime you add someone to your team, it's an exciting time for you and them. So make sure that that's the best thing, right? Every single time I get a new teammate, even every time I still get a order, it gives me that excitement and I celebrate it. So make sure that you're celebrating as you go through your business. I hope y'all have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.